Hello students, how are you? Good morning once more. Today we are going to speak about the countable and uncountable nouns. It's a kind of revision. I hope this will help you to remember quickly. Remember last week that we spoke about the countable and uncountable nouns, and we said that the countable nouns are those that can be counted, like pens and desks and books, and the uncountable nouns are the ones that cannot be counted, like water, milk, and sugar. Today we are going to speak about what we call partitives. Partitives are divided into contents and containers. For example, if you want to speak about a bar of chocolate, for example, a bar of soap or a bar of chocolate, when you put them into the plural, how do you say? Do you say 2 bars of soaps or 2 bars of chocolates? No, we just put the S with the bar. So we say 2 bars of soap or chocolate. A spoon of sugar, again, 3 spoons of sugar. We don't say sugars, of course. We put the S with the spoon. A kilo of flour, 5 kilos of flour. So we put the S with the kilo and not the flour. A lump of sugar. Lump means square, مربع, قالب, سكر. 7 lumps of sugar. A slice. We usually say slice of cake, a slice of cheese, a slice of meat, a slice of bread, slice of pizza. So again, when we add numbers, so we say 4 slices of, we don't say meats or cakes, we say meat, cake, cheese, bread, and pizza. We don't add an S around here. Then when we come to containers, the boxes where we put the things, for example, a box of matches. We say 3 boxes of matches. We put the S again here with the boxes. Matches naturally has an S. We don't add another S. A tube of toothpaste, we say 6 tubes of toothpaste again. We put the S with the tubes, but we don't put it with the toothpaste. A bottle of milk, 5 bottles of milk. We don't say milks. A packet of cream. 7 packets of cream, like the packet of cream, like Zabadoo, for example, it's set in a packet or in a bottle. So we add the S with the containers, we add the S with the partitives, the bar, the spoon, the kilo, the lump, the slice, but we don't add it to the other nouns that we are already counting. These are called partitives. We also have smaller partitives. We call them tiny parts, small parts, very small parts. We say a drop of water, a drop of blood. But when we have lots of drops of water, we can say drops of water, but we can also say the word droplets. A grain, a speck of dust, ذرة تراب, a speck of dust, a grain of sand. حباية رمل. These are the small ones. With the pairs, we say a pair of socks, pair of stockings. Socks are short ones, and the stockings are longer ones. Shoes, pair of trousers, or we can say pants if you want to use the word pants. Pair of pajamas, a pair of glasses, and pair of spectacles. The glasses can be sunglasses, can be usual glasses, reading glasses, but walking glasses, but the spectacles are just for reading. So we can say a pair of spectacles, a pair of scissors that you use to cut papers, and so on. These are called partitives. So here we revise the pairs, the tiny parts. We have revised the contents and we have revised the containers. All of these are called partitives. Then we move to a very important item, which is some and any. What's the difference between some and any? Some can be used with, can we use both of them with questions and sentences? Yes, it's possible. We can use both of them, but some, is it used with positive or negative sentences? Yes, it's used with positive sentences and questions in any case, and sometimes in questions. And any, do we use it with positive sentences or negative sentences? We use it with negative sentences and questions. It's preferable for questions. So if we take a look here, Some and any. Some can be used with the positive questions and sentences. Do you want some stamps? Yes, I want some, or yes, I want one. It's possible to say so. Any can be used with positive questions and negative sentences. Do you want any stamps? Yes, I want some, or yes, I want one. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4, any number you like. So that's the difference between some and any. I want you to, I have set the homework at the end of this lesson. So when you go over there, read again the examples that are already set before you start doing the exercises. They are going to be very helpful for you. Again, we have the problem which is always there between little and few. Little is used with the uncountable nouns. For example, there is little water in the glass. And then we have few, it's used with the countable nouns. I have few friends to enjoy my time with. So little is for the uncountable and few is with the countable. Type. Have you heard about a little and a few? Which one do you think is more? So if we say there is little water in the glass, there is a little water in the glass, which is less than the other. Yes, little is less than a little. Take a look at this. A little, it is more than little. It means a considerable amount. Means كمية معقولة. مش بطال. مش بطالة. It's not a lot. مش كتير ومش قليل. بس هي تمشي. So there is a little milk in the bottle. For example, if you want to make a cake or drink some milk or something, there is a little milk in the bottle. يمشوا. حبة كويسين. A few, it is more than few. It means a reasonable number. عدد معقول. مش بطال. He is happy because he has a few friends to enjoy his time with. And for example, if we say I have a number of pens, okay? If I have 2 pens, that's few pens. If I have 3 pens, that's a few pens. We don't have many pens, but we have a reasonable number. أنا معي عدد معقول مش بطال. قلمين 3 ده هايل جدا. هنعمل إيه بده كله. Okay, so that's the difference between a little and little, few and a few. A little, they always remember by the letter A. دايما افتكرها بletter A. ال A هي زيادة يبقى دي زيادة. يبقى A, little is more than little, a few is more than few. And again, please, when you go back to the exercises, read the examples first, which are found on the left page before you go ahead and read and do the exercises. Another very interesting words that can be used as well, much and many. You know, of course, that much and many is used, much is used with the uncountable nouns, there is much sugar in the tea, and many is used with the countable nouns, I have many friends. Okay, so much is used with the uncountable and many is used with the countable. Can we replace much and many in any sentence? Yes, we can do that, but only with positive sentences. A lot of can replace much and many in positive sentences only. There is a lot of sugar in the tea. This is a positive sentence. If I can take away the word much and like this one, and I put the word a lot of. I have a lot of friends. Again, I can take the word away, the word many, and use the word a lot of. I have a lot of friends. But I can never say I don't have a lot of friends. It's a negative sentence, and I cannot use a lot of in negative sentences. Okay? So your first homework here is to solve the grammar exercises on pages 23, 24, and 25. And please, on the left side, hand side of the exercise sheet, there are examples. Read the examples and then start solving the exercises. We can have a chance to meet online on the Facebook Live next week, next Monday. We can discuss the answers together of these exercises. I will post you the details and tell you when we can do that for next Monday, inshallah. So please do the exercises and we'll meet inshallah next Monday and we will discuss the answers together, inshallah. Let's move on to a very important part here, piece of work here, which is the writing, descriptive writing. As we discussed before, when we want to start writing a paragraph, we have to think of what, number one? Yes, the introduction, which is in the form of one sentence, and we call it a topic sentence. And we close the paragraph with, yes, a concluding sentence, conclusion, and in the middle we put supporting ideas. So here today we are going to do this. We are going to write just one paragraph, and we call it descriptive paragraph because we are going to describe houses or buildings. So take a look at this picture over here. We have a house here. Do you think this house is a big one or a small one? Yes, it's rather big. What colors are there? Yes, brown and white. Are there many windows and doors? There are about 5 windows, yes, and just 1 door. What about the roof? Is it a flat roof or a sloping roof? Sloping, that's sloping. Flat is like that. Sloping is like this. Flat is like that. So this is a sloping roof. Where do you think this house is? Do you think it's in the forest, for example? Maybe. Do you think it's in a farm? Maybe. Do you think it's in the city? Again, maybe. Maybe it's in what we call a suburb. Suburb means a quiet district outside the city. نقول حي هادي برا المدينة. So we call it a suburb. So it's possible that this house can be in a suburb, it can be in a farm, or it can be in a forest. But it seems that it's in a suburb because it's very quiet. Take a look at it around the place, around the house. What can you see? There is a kind of garden. Yes, and we have lots of trees and flowers. And here you can see a fence. Fence, that's a place that surrounds the house to keep the people away, strangers away. And can you see garage over here? No, we don't have a garage. Take a look at this part, this place in front of the door, we call it a porch. It's called a porch. So this is a kind of walking path around the house. This place is called a porch. So what are the questions that come to your mind as soon as you see this house? You start thinking of the size of the house. Yes, you start thinking of the place. Where is this house? What's the size? What are the colors? How many windows and doors? How big is it? How does it look like? Is it a square house, a rectangular house, circular house? What colors? How many floors are there? Yes, how many floors are there in this house? How many floors? Yes, that's the ground floor and the first floor, just one, ground floor. How many windows and doors? We said about 5 windows and 1 door. How does the roof look like? We said it's a sloping roof, yes. And what about the surroundings? We said there is a garden with trees, if you remember here, gardens and trees around here. And you can find flowers as well. So we said it may be in a suburb, it may be in a forest, it may be in a farm. How do you feel about it? Do you like this house? Would you like to live in a place like that? So this is how you feel about the house. Do you think, how can you describe the house? Can you say, what words would you use to show that you like the place? You can say it looks beautiful, yes. We can say it looks comfortable. Why not? Remember, we are describing the outside. We don't describe the inside because you haven't seen the inside. You are just describing the building from outside. That's a beautiful one. Do you believe it's an exciting or an amazing or surprising house? There is nothing to be surprised about. It's a very calm and decent house. So what kinds of adjectives? In order to describe a house, we need to think of adjectives. So what kind of adjectives can you think of when you see that house? As we have just said before, we can think of the shape and the size. Is it large or small? Is it wide or narrow? Is it round, rectangular, square? Does it have a sloping roof or a flat roof? Yes, that's very important. And what about the atmosphere? Is it cozy, nice? And do you like to go and live in that place? Comfortable, warm and cool? Is it hot or cold? What do you think of the weather over here? What do you think? Do you think that the weather is stormy over here? No. What do you think? Is it sunny? Maybe. Is it cool place? Yes. What makes you think it's a cool place? Yes, simply because we can see that we have a clear sky around here, so it seems that it's a clear sunny day. or at least it's a cool day. Again, what more adjectives can we have in here? We can have how do you feel about it? Amazed, surprised, excited, happy, nostalgic. Nostalgic means it reminds you of your grandfather, for example, or the days when you used to go to the farm of your grandfather and visit them over there. Maybe it's going to remind you of a nice place where you went on a vacation with your family and you enjoyed the place around. So it makes you nostalgic to think of past days. What about the appearance? Is it colorful? Not that colorful. It has just two colors, brown and white. Is it unforgettable? Maybe, depends. Is it beautiful? It's okay. Unattractive? No, it's not that ugly, but it's rather a beautiful one. So it's very important that when you take a look at such a house, that you start thinking of different adjectives, because when you are going to start writing, you should have ideas. Remember when we said before that we can use the mapping in order to start putting the ideas that we are going to write about. So again, it's the same thing. When you start thinking of describing this house, you have to start thinking first of the shape and size. That's the first thing that you have to do, and use the different kinds of adjectives. See how many adjectives do we have here, so we can write about three sentences at least. What about the appearance? That's number 2. It's colorful, it's beautiful, unforgettable, whatever. And then after that, you start speaking about the what you can see in front of you. What about how many windows, how many doors, and as we said, how many colors, as we have said before, how does it look like? How many colors, how many floors, how many windows, and what does the roof look like? What about and the surroundings? And then finally, how do you feel about it? So in this case, we are going to say it looks comfortable, it looks warm, it looks exciting, nostalgic, it makes me happy. It depends on how you're going to express your feelings about it. And then finally, you have to put one sentence, as we said, about a conclusion, which gives us your impressions or your, how do you feel about house? What an exciting house. I like it very much. I would like to live in such a place. I've been I've been before to a place similar to this one. It was rather exciting and interesting. And but now I would like to go back there again once more. So of course, now if we were online together, I would have asked you to try writing about this house first. And then before you try, go ahead and try describing different other houses. So I advise you now, when you watch this video, that you try to go back to this house and try to describe it with the assistance of the questions that you have in here. But please don't give answers to the questions. I'm not asking for answers to the question. I want a paragraph with a topic sentence and a conclusion, and in the middle you are describing the house in the correct steps that we have just explained. And then when you finish this, your second homework is going to be I will post a number of pictures for different houses on the Facebook group. Please choose 2 pictures and describe each house in a short paragraph of 60 words each. And each house, you are going to describe each house in 60 words, each house, not the 2 houses. And if you have any questions, please ask me on the Facebook group and not on the inbox, please. I will set this video, inshallah, will be posted in the morning, inshallah. And when you watch it, please start working on your homework right away, because we are going to discuss it by the beginning of next week, by Monday, on the Facebook group, inshallah. Okay? See you and good luck.